Hello guys, welcome back to the channel again. Today we will solve the ninth question of Lead Code June challenge. So the question is subsequence. What we have to do is we have given two strings S and T, and we have to check that S is a substring of T. It can be continuous or cannot be continuous. Now we will see the approach what we have to do. So we will first take this as an example. In this we will take this as a S and this as a T in first example, and then in second example we will take this as T and simply as this. So now we have two options. We can use two pointer or DP. We all know that DP is bit tough to implement. So first of all, we will use only two pointer because DP in this case is not that useful because it does not provide any time help also. The time complexity of DP as well as for two pointer both are same. So it does not require to implement DP in this question. So the coder which is using DP in this question, I prefer that it should not be used because if DP is bit hard to attempt or bit hard to implement, then why to use DP if a simple work is done by two pointer. So now we will use this, or we will solve this question using two pointer. Now what is two pointer concept? We just have to take, now we'll check what is two pointer concept. Now what we have to do is we just have to create two pointers which will start iterating over whole the substrings, all the strings or substrings. Now in this case I am just taking two variables, initializing one with 0 and second with also 0. One will be pointing this substring and second will point this substring or this string. Now I will iterate it over this both. If this finishes or this finishes, it will stop. Now how I am going to do this? Let's write some code. Now suppose we have this code. Here I have initialized both the pointers and then I have iterated over whole the size. So first of all what I am trying to do is I am just checking that if the size of S is 0, then I will directly return, or if the size of PS or PT is equal to the size of substring S and T, then we will return. Now what I am trying to do is I am just checking that if the current index of these both are equal, then I am incrementing the PS, whereas if it is not equals to each other, then I am just incrementing PT. Now if we start iterating over this, we will solve it for this one. In first case we have PS equals to 0, PT is also equals to 0. We will check the condition. 0 is less than 3, true, and second one is 0 is less than 8, so it is true. So the condition is true till now. Now what we have to check that if if this S strings 0 index, if this S strings SP index is equals to T's PT index. So what we have to do is we have to check that S 0 index is equals to T's 0 index. Now in this case both have value 1, both have value AA. This will also have value A and this will also have value A. So this is equal. Now PS will be incremented by 1 and at the end of the loop PT will also be incremented by 1. Now we will check the second condition. It is true. So it will go into the loop. Now we will S1 index is also B, whereas t is one index is also b. So both is again equal. Now we will increment these both again. Here it will be 2. Here it will also be 2. 2 is less than 8, whereas 2 is less than this. So it will again go. Now we have C here and we have S here. Now S is not equal to C, so we will not increment this PS. Now PT is only incremented, so 3 will be there. Now 3 is less than 8, true. Now here C will be as it is. Here at place of S, D will come. D is not equal to C. Now we will again increment the PT. It will be 5. 5 is less than 8. True. Here it will be J. So it is also not equal. Then we will not increment PT. It will be, so we will not increment PS and PT will be 6. Again we are incrementing this. Here it will be 6. So the condition is true. And here we will get 6th index is F. So 6th index is H. Now again we will increment this. 7. 7 is less than this. 2. Then it will be equals to C. C equals to C. Now PS equals to 3. And PT is also equals to 8. 8 is not less than 8 and 3 is also not less than this. So now the condition, or now we have it, now the condition breaks, and now at the final we have PS equals to 3 and PT equals to 8. So this is the main observation, or this is the main part. We have PS equals to 3 and PT equals to 8. Now we will check that if PS size or PS value, the value of PS, the value of PS is equals to S dot size. If this is the case, then we will return true, else we will return false. So this is the 2-pointer concept for this. If I submit the code, or if I submit the solution, so we got the correct solution. So we are using 2-pointer concept in this question. If we see the time complexity or the time comparison, it is faster than 85% of the submissions. So I prefer to use 2-pointer concept in case of DP in this particular solution, because it is easier to implement in this part. Thank you guys. For more such content, like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe.